Welcome to Lesson 4 in Unit 13, Avoiding Extinction. In this lesson, students will work to answer the question, why do some organisms die in the same environments where others survive? In this lesson, students explore what happens when an environment changes and analyze evidence to construct an explanation about how changes to the environment affected the survival of different species. Students figure out that if the environment changes, the same organisms might not be able to survive. Students make connections to the storyline by explaining how environmental changes during the Mesozoic era and the Ice Age caused some organisms to go extinct while others survived. There are several opportunities for ELA, Math, and Social Studies cross-curricular connections throughout the lesson. You can look for specific standard connections in the Unit 13 Teacher Guide. This lesson will take approximately 4 days to complete. To begin the Engage portion, you'll remind students of the anchoring phenomenon and how some organisms from long ago are extinct today. You'll then read Into the Crater of Doom. Be sure to use the Read Aloud guide for key ideas and discussion questions. You'll revisit the driving question board to add any new questions and highlight others connected to the learning goals of this lesson by calling attention to questions about how changes to the environment affected organisms or why some organisms went extinct when others survived. For the Explore portion, you'll lead students through the Environment Survival Game. Be sure to see the tutorial slides for this activity. You'll have students follow along and record in their Environment Survival Game student journal page. For the Explain portion, you'll bring the class together and lead a discussion about students' observations from their results of the survival game. You'll use the provided questions to guide your discussion around the question, why do some organisms die in the same environments where others survive? The goal of this class discussion is to use cause and effect to explain why some organisms survive well and others less well in the same environments. You'll use the discussion to create the Lesson 4 summary chart. By the end of the discussion, students should understand that the environment changed multiple times during prehistoric times. These changes in the environment caused dinosaurs and megafauna to go extinct. During the discussion, you'll play the Why Did Mammals Survive Dinosaurs Extinction video. After watching, you'll have students work independently to complete page 2 of the Environment Survival Card Game student journal page. For the Elaborate portion, you'll read MySci, What Happened to the Ice Age Megafauna to students. Students can take notes as they listen. For the Evaluate portion, you'll have students work independently to complete the Extinct or Not, a Megafauna comic student journal page, to create a comic that shows what happened to the Ice Age megafauna. To support student sense-making across the unit, you'll orient them back to the driving question board. Ask, did we answer any of the questions on our driving question board? If there are questions that have been answered, you can remove them from the driving question board and place them on the summary charts. You can use this as an opportunity to build a class consensus model to answer the section driving question, why did some of the animals and plants of the past survive while others did not? You'll then have students complete the section 1 and 2 summative assessment. By the end of this lesson, students will have used evidence to explain how changes to environment affect the organisms that live there, and constructed an explanation about why some organisms survive and others die after an environment changes. In Lesson 5, students will investigate the modern prairie chicken and how changes to their environment has impacted their survival. For more information about this unit, visit myscipartners.com.